watched the storm roll in?
Well, first thing I noticed was the intense lightning, just over the entire sky here. And the frequency of that lightning and the intensity was something I'd never seen before. And then, of course, the wall cloud. It wasn't just a wall cloud right there like I normally see when I'm covering tornadoes. This one went from one end of the sky to the other end, and the rotation was just covered the entire sky. I've never seen a wall cloud that large. And then I was watching to see if I could see the cone shape, the funnel cloud form under it, and I saw that pretty quick coming over the mountain range over there. And then I started looking for the debris field under it, which would confirm it as a tornado. And then pretty quick it became evident that there was a huge debris field. And as we survey this spot where the tornado came through, I estimated it to be at least 3/4 of a mile wide. It has been reported to be over a mile wide in some spots. But it was huge. It was massive. It was ugly. It was nasty. It was threatening. And even though I'm used to covering tornadoes after all these years, you never probably get used to one coming straight at you. And particularly when you don't have anywhere to go except into your house, which is above ground. Now, I do have a storm shelter on the other corner back there, but I'm on this corner and it's back there, and the thing veered at the last second, and as I understand, it was moving at about 65 miles an hour. So I didn't have much time. So I threw down the phone. I was doing a live report, as you know, and I told Brad, I said, I got to go now. Threw the phone down, and into the house I went through the bedroom, through my family room back there, and the TV was still on 31 when I got there, but just about the time I got there, all the power went out, so it went pitch black. And then the walls started exploding outward. This wall here exploded out to the south, that one over there out to the east.
We'll take a walk back there in just a minute and you can show
Okay.
us. But first, just tell me, in your experience as a meteorologist, was this exactly what you picture as a tornado?
Oh yes, it was if you could look it up in your Funkin' Wagnalls under tornado, this would be it right here. I mean, it was everything that we describe all the time about every tornado, and all the elements were there, from the hail and the lightning to the sudden shift from calm to violent wind. And these limbs on these pecan trees up here were snapping off like toothpicks at that last moment that I was standing here on the porch. So that was one clue that I better be moving fast, and so that's what I did. So when I see the limbs start snapping over here on the pecan trees, I run in the front door, which was right there, and I run through here, and this takes me out of this entrance room into a small bedroom we had right here, and we had the door was right back over here. So I go running up toward this door here, and of course this floor was even with this existing floor, and so I just go running out across the living area, and still where my storm shelter was back over there on the other side of that chair that you see upside down, and that's where I was trying to get to, but I had to go out the back door to get to that. And by the time that I even got in this room right here, the walls were already exploding behind me and on the side of me, and huge debris was hitting the roof and crashing the roof. So I decided at the last second, well, I'm never going to make it back outside again. The only thing I can do, we had a big walk-in closet in the northeastern corner over here, and I jumped into that closet and got in a corner of the closet and just kind of I knelt down on my knees, put my arms over my head, and just waited to see what would happen. And I could hear the house just being torn apart. Some of the loudest roaring noises I've ever experienced. The wind, the force of that wind was just indescribable. This is actually the bedroom. These are the walls of the bedroom right here. And I was over there in that far corner over there where the closet was. The washer and dryer were in a room right here, which was behind me, and that's why, and if you'll notice, the washer and dryer are back over there. Both of them managed to scrape by me. I got glancing blows by both of them. Those are the only two things I recognized. Everything else was just pieces. And a lot of these concrete blocks, I think a lot of them wound up hitting me. I'm still black and blue all over, and probably will be for a while. pretty sore, but nothing broken except cracked ribs. You know, that's just amazing that I could get through that with that little injury. But I've often advised people that if you can't get to your designated safe place that you think is safe, then start thinking about the northeastern corner of your house, because it will be the last part of your house to have damage. And what happened was a lot of this debris behind me got blown over me before it finally got this room. And so I was kind of in amongst the last of the flying debris, which I think it probably also helped save my life. My original plan, there was a little, that old part over there had double block walls, and my original thinking was that would be safer than over here in this newly built, mostly frame part. But when the wall started exploding back there in the old part, I almost turned around and went back, and I said, no, that's not going to work. Let's try the northeast corner over here. So evidently that's what saved my life. You know, was just making that critical decision in the last couple of seconds. So
as we look out into the field right here past your house, how far did you end up whenever you realized that it had passed?
You know, it's about 40-45 feet that it actually rolled me over the storm shelter and down the hill that the shelter makes, just a few feet. And that also helped save my life, is the fact that I didn't get tossed up any higher than I did, because otherwise I'd been down there, way back there, and some of that debris probably would not have fared quite as well.